made that noise a little too loud.
Thanks. Who are we casting?
Darkwind in the
Nice.
fleet.
Very cool.
We get the Maris COVID cast. I'm sure this will go great.
I one trick Jin now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that going for you?
Not poorly, actually. Which is surprising.
I used to play a decent amount of Jin, but I haven't played AD carry in many a year.
There.
I haven't played Summoner's Rift in many a year. Jesus.
Fair point.
I'm pretty sure the winter map is the only map that there is. By winter I mean snow.
We just snow here. Only snow.
That's the one the game's balanced around anyway, so.
Not inaccurate.
Also, stream featuring Dog Toy. Excellent.
W.
Oh, there are on draft. I will have to dig up a draft link. Hold on. I sent it to you.
Nice. I received it.
I don't know which side is which, if you would tell me.
Blue side, return the Middlesticks.
Okay. I like that, because that's how it's already set up. You've been out here,
I've been out here.
standing on your post for 15 months. Yo needs channel points blocks. I wish I had the ability to like give channel points, but that feels very abusable.
I'm doing all right. I am well on my way to nice,
The most
which I'm pretty
valuable
excited about.
channel point reward on this channel.
Has anyone hit that button yet? Like, what does it actually do? No, don't tell me. I want to know. I want to find out when I hit it.
Space Spaghetti is ready to hard smurf. Oh, he is a person on the fleet.
Huge fan of that.
They got the whole fleet here. We're in a draft for game number 1. This is week 4 of Aegis Protectors League. My name is Amaris, my co-caster's Oath. This is post-COVID Maris. I'm still struggling, so apologies when I inevitably hack up a long on stream or just have no energy because it hurt me to lift a water bottle today. So, you know, we're really out here doing it. Yeah, that's really what I've got. This is week 4. Rodham is 2-1. The Fleet are 0-3. But this is a cross-division game, so it doesn't count for standings and only for tiebreakers. So this is essentially like a glorified scrim. So we'll see, number 1, I guess, how seriously both teams want to take it, and 2, what extent of serious they want to take it, I guess. A couple of questions, at least, to be had about that. Trunamir, Poppy, Wukong, Graves, Aatrox, and one more band to go. How are you doing, Oath? I haven't let you talk yet.
I'm doing all right. We're okay. We're okay. These are some champion bands. Huge fan of that. It is notably for anyone on stream, it is a 2-ban loss for TF, so that Aatrox is gonna not actually be a ban in Champ Select, and they can pick it if they want to. They're just gonna pick a placeholder instead. But yeah, that's where we're sitting at the moment. We're waiting on B1. Any Seraphine enjoyers in the chat? B1 Seraphine?
Yeah, Seraphine seems like the de facto best pick. Yeah, there it is. Somebody
Hey, there it is.
Somebody in our AVL chat just posted her stats in Vanguard League, which is the Grandmasters League. It has a 73% win rate in that league, so probably a good champion.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Decent character. Hey, it's my main man. Mask up, mask off.
Heck it.
Sure. And it's happening. Nice. I actually really like this lane, because one of the things that makes Jhin so strong is that any CC you draft from this point forward just gets extended by 1.75 seconds. So you pick up literally any form of hard CC here. Hey, like that champion does that. Just add 2 seconds to everything Nautilus does individually. You know, you can't multicast Jhin W, although that'd be a trip.
Yeah, where's my Dota refresher orb? I need that.
That'd be a very interesting LTM. Let's say we can test it in the LTM. Be a very interesting LTM.
No, I think it'd be, and that's a Teemo. No, Teemo's Aatrox. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
it's just a weird looking Aatrox skin.
That makes more sense. I'm more okay with that.
So yeah, Aatrox for Mason. That feels like a pick that he wants to play a lot. So
yeah, that's pretty on brand.
And Ashe. So Ashe Seraphine bottom. Notably with Ashe support gaining popularity, it could just be the Seraphine farming with the Ashe support, or it could go the other way. I guess we'll see what Colbrin and Kyra want to do. Knowing those two players, I'm pretty sure that's just the regular Ashe 80 carry with the Seraphine support. Oh, I guess could still technically flex mid if you wanted, but yeah. Ornn is going to be locked in against the Aatrox. That's not a fun lane for Ornn, but it's doable at least.
Yeah, it's not horrible. You're not picking the Ornn for the lane, and you rarely ever are. Although, for the amount of times that you're not picking Ornn for lane, he does win it a decent amount. So, good character.
Yep, another one of
No
those.
bear.
I guess we are still in the same patch. I was gonna say that's post nerf Volibear, but that's still another week before we get that. So,
No revive.
yeah.
Good. No 2021. Is that a 2021 or 2022 champion?
I'm pretty sure it's 2021.
Yeah, I think you're right. Post 2020
Yeah,
champion.
no, Sentinel.
There we go.
Sentinels was like during summer last year. It was their big
You're
summer
right.
blowout.
Yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo. Echo gonna be banned, and Corki. I'm happy to see a Corki ban. Echo, I'm a little sad that we don't get to see, but it's gone anyway. R4 probably should be a jungler, given that everything's been pinched that way.
Yeah, that does seem to be like where we're headed. I don't see
Viego
any
is still
reason why-
up.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
it is.
that
Yep.
that champion is still there. So
That one actually is post nerf, as far as I'm aware. However, still a good character. Very effective at what it does.
yeah, so now you can't pick Echo, Poppy, Volibear, Echo, Viego, or Graves in the jungle, but notably Hybridoodle's Nidalee is still available. So it's gonna be Lila, maybe. We're hovering that, and we're locking it in. So
I like that. That's
some
pretty
deer
good.
gameplay, fawn gameplay.
This Teemo's throwing me off. I keep having to recalibrate my brain. It's Aatrox.
Yeah,
It's the angry undying sword gentleman.
not
The primary one, not the cold based has been here since 2009 one. That angry undying sword man is also banned.
Okay, well, we got another angry undying swordman. He's got 2 swords though.
I'm starting to detect an archetype here.
On the other side, angry undying swordman going to be paired with probably a mid laner here to counter, or not to counter, however they want to go. Probably counter, you would imagine.
I don't know how
Yeah.
angry he is. He seems more like despondent, emo, sad sword man.
That's not a champion that I thought I would see.
Paired with psychopathy, I suppose.
There's
Ornn
no
mid Shaco top. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no notes about this one, so this is actually just Shaco being unironically locked in. The joke is on me.
You think it's all over, then the joke is on you.
Is Shaco intentional? Asks Mason. Yeah, they're ready. Yes. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
It's confirmed intentional.
We'll have to see where it's going. My current theory is that like Viego or Ornn is midding, and Shaco's either going top or jungle. Because that, like, historically speaking, I don't believe Shaco mid is actually a pick. Maybe it's some like very, very niche tech into Yone specifically, but
Nautilus jungle, because that used to be a thing. Oh, well,
Facts.
we're already back out of this. Here's the draft again.
I see.
They're preserving stats for the ban. Okay. Well, now they gotta get Cairo back in here. Hopefully they didn't just break the lobby.
Well, we'll see.
Okay, he's
Nope,
here.
he's in.
There we
Let's
go.
go.
Alright. I'm going to turn traitor and say go red side because R5 Shaco because of the base draft. That's unlucky, but understandable, I guess. If you're a Shaco enjoyer, which I don't know anyone who actually is, but you know, gotta throw it sometimes.
our Earth Shaco is sometimes a fun thing to play if I don't have any other options. Like I don't hate that experience. It's not actually good. I just enjoy never dying.
I'll admit to occasionally playing AP Shaco and ARAM, but the minute you build AD in ARAM, I have to talk to you about it.
You get pulled into a separate channel.
Yeah. That's not actually a thing. So yeah, we have a lot to consider about this Shaco pick. Not the least of which is where it's going or what items it's building, but also why it exists in the first place. Like, that's not a character in League of Legends. It doesn't have any lore currently, so why does it still exist? Anyway.
I never really thought about it that way, but it definitely doesn't. Huh.
Anyway, it's week 4. This is not an important game for both teams, but one, maybe you use to generate a little good momentum, especially coming off of a long week off. It's been 2 weeks since I've cast them. Well, I guess not quite that long. It's been a week and a half since I've casted a game of League of Legends, which is notably very long, considering I casted like almost every day for 3 consecutive weeks. So that's kind of strange. And it's about to get even worse because we've got 2 new teams debuting in 2 weeks here. I think that they have like a play-in tournament this week, which is bizarre. So shoutouts to our new plat team, Banditos, and our returning diamond team, Crowstorm. So should be really fun to track them as well. And then in approximately 8 weeks, I'm going to kill myself because I will have casted every single night. So, we vibing.
Vibe. Definitively.
Big vibe. There's no nothing option. Viego mid, Shack jungle, I think. Yeah, really curious to see what people think. This locked in currently is Viego jungle with Shack mid as a counter pick into the Yone. They can still flip, of course, up until 20 seconds, I'm assuming. But yeah, what do you think about these presentations from this team in this first draft? I've been watching a lot of cooking shows with my wife while we've been sick, so I apologize if I...
You just start throwing out all of the kitchen terminology.
Well, it's not gonna be the kitchen terminology, but just like the cooking show flair, I need you to rate these judges' dishes and their presentations.
So far I don't hate it. I'm trying to think in my mind what the specific niche Shaco into Yone interaction is that they want out of this. Or maybe it's just, hey, let's play Shaco mid. That seems annoying, which is entirely fair. Outside of that, I actually really like TF's draft. They've got a lot of CC for Jhin to follow up onto, not least of which is the Nautilus he's paired in lane with, and all of these are just individually very strong champions, all have good pop-off potential. The Shaco's the one question mark outlier. On Return the Middlesticks aside, I like it. I think you've got a ridiculous amount of pick out of your bot lane. There's a lot of good follow-up for Arrow and Encore, so
again, been watching a lot of cooking shows, so the Aatrox is really throwing off my color palette here. There's a lot of bright colors with the Lilia, the Ashe, the Seraphine. The Yone can kind of fit in because of his background and the red thing he's got going on. But Aatrox is definitely a champion that should be on the Fleet's team, but the Fleet already have 5 edgy champions, so they picked this synergy here with a lot of angry dudes, and I'm here for that.
Yeah, lots of angry dudes, masks, red as a general theme. Maybe you just swap Viego and Aatrox, and Viego's pale skin, and standout white hair, fix the color palette on one side.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a brighter, happier top lane champion, and there really isn't one. They're all kind of
There aren't that many,
edgy,
no.
dark. Yeah, like even champions you would think it'd be a little more like a Camille or a Fiora or a Riven are still kind of.
Jace isn't a
Oh,
bad
Jace.
option.
Yeah, Jace. I think Fiora is in there. That's about as much
Um,
as you could go. Anyway.
I if the champion wasn't like turbo annoying, Gwen would be on that
Oh,
list. Like
Gwen. Yeah.
aesthetically, not particularly upset at anything
Oh,
or edgy or angry.
yeah, Jace from the hit show Arcane. Sorry, forgot to tag that in there.
Not naturally. Yep, of course.
Seraphine from season 2 of the hit show Arcane, probably, because God hates us. Um, anyway,
Yeah,
it's definitely
that checks
Shaco.
out.
It's definitely Shaco mid that has been locked in, and we'll be laning against Yone to start off with. I guess they can swap top and mid, so it could technically be against the Aatrox, but I don't know why you would. I don't know
feel
why
like
that
that's
would be better.
necessarily any better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
I
Shaco would
like
want
that
the
matchup
longer
isn't.
lane, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's why you typically see him like when he is played lane, which is still very niche. You see him in top lane. You don't see him mid. Not for any other reason besides the fact that there isn't much point to putting Shaco mid. He's not a particularly efficient roamer. He doesn't farm or clear waves very fast, so you don't have prio very easily until he has like a couple points in boxes and some ability power if he's even playing that route.
Maris,
It's
tell me what I'm looking at here. I'm not sure I'm not hallucinating on the last vestiges of the COVID that are still in my body. So, honestly, your guess is as good as mine. Mirage Lexus in my chat.
the one thing that the one thing that it could be fairly decent at is invading. Like instead of roaming all the way to a side lane, you just get a roam window in mid, and then you just walk over and be annoying to Heimerdoodles. But I don't feel like Lilia is under any particular threat from Shaco. So
All right, well, we made it through Champion Select for game number 1. We'll load in relatively quickly. Um, I have the scoreboard on the right side. We're off to just a blazing start this time. But yeah,
this is the that COVID production value.
gotta take the time to double check and make sure I'm not just hallucinating the correct teams on the correct side. I don't know. COVID's rough, by the way. If this was my first experience with it, my wife's second, unfortunately. Wouldn't recommend. So
I'm not a particularly huge fan, although the couple of times that I did have it, it was fairly mild for me. I don't know exactly why, it just was.
I feel like I've been hit by a fucking train or some other very large vehicle. And I think that's the worst part. Like the coughing, the runny nose, like whatever, that happens. Like you get sick sometimes, whatever. But the fact that like I went and refilled my water bottle in the sink and I was like out of breath carrying it, this 16-ounce water, or I guess like 24-ounce water bottle from the kitchen to the refrigerator to put it in, and I was just completely out of breath. Just really rough. I also can't smell anything, which is a unique experience, but I don't need to continue complain about COVID the entire time. We have League of Legends to watch, and Shaco is gonna leash. Is he taking all of these?
Mate, no.
What is this plan? This is just a leash, right?
I don't know, but I love it. I think it's just a good leash. Because I don't think the boxes stick around long enough to actually. Yeah, it's just a really efficient leash.
All right. Well,
And it is
hopefully,
AP Shaco. He's got the comet. Yes,
yeah, he's got
it's
Comet
happening.
and D-Ring. Not that D-Ring's like a dead giveaway, but it it's much more clear than Doran's Blade. Um, yeah, I guess he's just gonna be Noodle Flawful's best friend. Am I reading that name right? Noodle Flawful?
I think it's shortened for falafel, but
Okay.
yeah,
Isn't
you're reading it right for sure.
okay? Isn't falafel not?
No,
I don't know
it
much about falafel.
yes,
Okay.
it is not.
So you wouldn't make it out of noodle, and it wouldn't have anything to do with noodle. It's just two different foods together.
I think so.
Okay.
I can't I must admit I don't know anything about falafel either, but from what I have seen of it,
Yeah, it's
it's
chickpeas. That's about
yeah.
as much as I've got. It's like gritty and chickpeas, and I think I've had it exactly once, and I didn't like it because it was gritty and chickpeas.
That seems valid.
Again, would not be a good host on a cooking show because I just disqualify anyone who used mushrooms ever. But Colbert is gonna get first blood. Clarkin looked for the engage, and there just wasn't a whole lot of damage being traded back. Space one Spaghetti trying to kite away, but Kairo's gonna finish him off with the double E, and the Rotom bot lane is gifted 2 kills early.
I feel like they took way too much poke to be looking for that at that stage of the lane. Like they both walked into that fight at about half HP before the fight happened. Noodle Falafel makes a surprise visit in mid on his way to Duo Crab
Yeah, he is gonna double crab Hyper Noodles, who is just
in his top side.
in
Yep.
his top side
On his Crux.
doing his crabs.
Absolutely.
Has already full cleared his side and then went to do Krugs.
Yep. Yep. Straight there. Now maybe looking for this dive onto half health Ornn. That's actually just a free Dark Harvest stack, and he's gonna back now.
Yep,
Kind of like it.
take the Sorrel Seed. It does give away where he was. I don't think that like particularly matters because now you're gonna just recall and go back and do the same camps in the same order that you just did them in. Hook not gonna land on the Colbert. That was a nice little sidestep. He might have been in a little bit of trouble without Cairo there, but doesn't matter anyway. Noodle Falafel has no camp up on that top side. He's going to be sad approximately now. And now he's got nothing to rubber band to because he went to his top side for some reason.
Nice.
And Mason is just going to get a solo kill in the top lane on T-minus boom.
It is kind of difficult to like you can see it coming and you could still not quite be able to flash it in time, but T-minus boom not going to burn that summoner. I think as soon as you see that animation start, you just have to assume he's not queuing for no reason. But regardless, a really nice solo kill for Mason. He's gonna crash that. Well, he's gonna crash the remainder of that wave before the TP comes through.
Yeah, the TP used by T-minus boom. Mason's going to come out at a little disadvantage in CS. I'm sure he'll be able to gather some of that underneath his turret. And the Ornn does buy his Bramble Vest, so it'll make it a little bit more difficult for Mason to get the solo kill again on him.
Yeah, but honestly, the first solo kill is the important one into Ornn. You've got Iron Spike Whip now. You're not really behind the curve as far as damage goes, even with the Bramble. You kind of want, as Ornn, you kind of want to have. Oh,
okay,
nope,
so,
we're over it.
Yeah, Ornn walked in mid, but that's not what's important because Violet is here in bottom lane. Already has the box behind Cairo, trying to avoid walking into it. That's a nice flash to get the distance, but the ignite should be enough. Oh, the dive in from Noodle Falafel is able to pick up the kill. He'll get the little shield from the Seraphine W on his way out, and the Fleet strike back with their first kill in bottom lane.
Yeah, that was nice. I mean, you shove in top lane, you call your Ornn down to pick up the lane that is there in mid, and you've got a free kind of manufactured roam time for Violet as a plus.
I can't find the pause thing. There it is. Okay.
I'm already uninterested.
Yeah. Game paused. We don't have any repeating noises, which is nice. So that's a positive note about this.
Really?
Well, I do have. I guess we have the Viego mist is just making that noise over and over again. But yeah. So Colburn apparently DC'd. It didn't look like it during that.
And
gank,
he's back.
But yeah, we're apparently back. So We'll get our resume pause right after the fleet take down their dragons. So good play for them. They get the kill in the bottom lane, which should help them stabilize a little bit. It goes on to Viego, which is a character that can snowball pretty hard, and they get their first dragon of the game. So feeling pretty good.
Yeah, no, nothing to complain about for them. Also, pretty nice getting able to pick up an early Infernal. No, it's not going to be Infernal Rift. We've got a Hextech Drag up next. Two of my favorites early, actually. Which is unfortunate because they're also two of my favorite souls, but
Yeah.
you can't have everything you want.
Yep, root underneath the tower. Colburn can take a lot of damage. Actually, that fourth shot chunks him down to about 200 health, and he'll have to be careful about stepping up now. It does get the big heal from Cairo plus his pot ticking, so not too much worse for wear right now, but really can't take another trade like that.
No, not quite. That Jin extended CC on full display there. Colburn getting the I can't move experience.
Yeah, but now does have both of his summoners up, so hopefully
Hex Flash? Hex
can
Flash good?
play a little bit
Eh?
more defensively. They'll
No.
get the scout out. Yeah, that's fair. Hook gonna land on to Cairo. He does not have flash, notably, but the exhaust comes down onto Space One Spaghetti. Do you think the one is just a space? It's just Space Spaghetti? Or do you think the one is like an intentional part of the name? Heimerdoodles hits the lilting lullaby onto 2. Cairo gonna get the E into little whack there, and Colburn will pick up a kill. Hook underneath tower. Clarkin going for it. The fourth shot from Space Spaghetti does finish it off. And he'll finish off the W. On the other side, though, Alpals finds one. There was a Swirl Seed that came in and got another kill collected as well. And it's just a mess in the bottom lane, but ROTM going to come out a man ahead.
Yeah, most definitely. I didn't dislike the play. I thought it was nice. They're definitely paying a lot of attention to this bottom lane, trying to make sure that Jin Nautilus doesn't fall too far behind. And it doesn't work out fully for them, but they're keeping pretty decent pace with their pressure.
Well-timed
This
W there
is
to get the
about
pull back,
yeah.
but T-minus Boom can't really... Yeah, that's a rough one for him right now.
This is about how this lane goes, unfortunately.
Also kind of
For the
interesting,
Ornn,
he didn't go for the Tabai immediately.
no.
Instead, pit
Which I think
stopped for the bombies, which, if he can get to the minion wave, will help him farm a little bit, but I think he needs the Tabai.
yeah, I definitely wouldn't have made that pit stop given that those items are about the same cost. But
Yeah, Heimerdoodle's trying to walk in. Violet just going to send in his clone to die, as one does. They're going to collapse, though. Mason taken pretty low. Has the World Ender popping, but it's just not enough damage. In comes the Ornhorn trying to turn this one back around. Alpals on the front. Gets a lot of damage down. Noodle Falafel has to try to kite back out, but the bonk, the watch out eep for the kill from Heimerdoodles. And T-minus Boom trying to get away. Gets hit by another Q, and it's a double kill for the deer.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like Aatrox is one of those characters where you steal them and then you maybe get off like the auto +1 ability, but you're better off just being Viego and using the free ult you get off the reset in that scenario, because I feel like Noodle Falafel could have kept going there, but everybody's so close to him as Aatrox, he just misses 3 Qs in a row and then flashes. And then ults away, rather. Which is relatively suboptimal.
Sorry, I had a cough. I was like, that's my turn to talk, and then I didn't talk because I was about to die.
Not dying good.
It's a whole mood.
Entire mood.
Just
So Heimerdoodle's doing pretty well on this Lilia. 3-0 and 2. Yep, that's about right. About 3k in the bank, so that recall should be pretty spicy.
yeah,
T-minus Boom not enjoying this lane at all, by the way.
notably, Heimerdoodle's not on his APL general chat 10 CS a minute. I one-shot my grandmother spree right just yet, but doing pretty well for himself.
I feel like I'm missing several references actually.
Um, nah, I you're doing okay.
If you freestyled that, I love it. By the way, so
I freestyled the name of my YouTube video there, but other than that, no. Heimerdoodle's gonna pick up another kill. Mason contributed for sure, and they'll pick up a couple of tower plates and drop Shelly up here. So a lot of gold going
actually,
down onto this Aatrox
yeah,
from Lilia.
I think this might just be the tower instead. Yep, it is. That's yep.
So
In
there's a cost to
exchange, they
that,
do get
yeah.
to pick up that drag, which is nice. So fleet not falling too far behind.
Ooh. So the Mountain Soul actually could be pretty big for the fleet. If they're able to keep chaining these dragons together, I think Mountain Soul really helps stabilize some of the issues that their champions have. Um, that looks really annoying to deal with, but I'm still not seeing the Shaco counter pick. Space Spaghetti takes a lot of damage. Can Colbrin... He doesn't have the ult just yet, so they're trying to find a Swirl Seed. A little bit of extra damage. The autos are there, and Kairo's able to finish off Clarkin. Noodle Floffle just kind of pokes in, and he'll have to poke his way back out and head back to his jungle.
Yeah, that's oh, I was waiting for something to happen here in this mid lane. I feel like it's just kind of not. I'm in your camp of the I don't really see the Shaco niche Yone counter pick quite yet, but he's not dying
Yeah, he's not
that
dying.
often.
He's farming. Um, he's got a flash away from Heimerdoodles, but who hasn't in this at this point? Now looking for T minus boom, and Heimer is a bit scary on the Lilia right now. He's got his Leandry's finished plus 10 stacks on a Magi's plus his Ionian boots, and we're at 13 minutes, so that makes him very strong.
I think T minus boom is actually just sacking the tab-eye that he could have for the Aatrox lane in favor of picking up some more magic res in the form of Merc Treads, which I don't hate against Heimerdoodles the way he is right now and the CC available to the side of Return of the Middlesticks, but it does make the Aatrox side lane that much more annoying.
I don't know. I can't agree with that at all. You have the Aatrox, the Yone, and the Ashe all dealing a lot of auto attack damage that is reduced by Ninja Tabi. This isn't much of a fight, by the way.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
So there he's gonna finish up the Ninja Tabi, and now he just has a no magic mandal. So he just intentionally made himself weaker for longer. I don't think it matters at this point. To be fair,
I think
they're
it's
kind
I
of
think
getting
it's one of
clobbered
those
at this point, but
backed with an awkward amount of gold angle,
yeah,
probably.
I still think you get wards
Cloth armor?
and a
Yeah.
cloth armor, but
Yep. Agreed. But I don't think it would have made any impact difference in this game. 5-0 and 2 on the Lilia now. No particularly negative or awful score lines anywhere else. Everybody else is pretty happy, healthy, and well farmed. So
yep, just have to keep an eye if there's like a cheeky dragon steel that puts him on soul point, and then another cheeky dragon steel. I think that mountain soul could actually help really stabilize and turn him around, but it's going to take something of that caliber to really get them back in it. Big 2v2 though, brewing in the bottom lane. Coburn going to flash forward, still looking for Space Spaghetti, and he just doesn't have enough damage and enough help to try to kite back away. And now Clarkin is going to eventually get worn down by the wiles of the Ashe. Hybrid is fighting 1v2 in the river, and he's going to send Noodle Falafel and Violet away. Oh, the flash is well timed. With the deceive from Violet to try to get away, but Noodle Falafel will not be getting away from this one. He's going to eventually die to the burn from the Lilting Lullaby and the Ignite from Alpals. Violet, oh, that was just Violet's clone. That's regular Violet. Good swirl seed over the wall. It's 16-4 at 15.5 minutes.
that initial 2v2 fight, I don't really feel like Space One Spaghetti and Clarkin could have played it any better. They dodged almost all of the abilities from the Seraphine, and then Exhaust is a good summoner spell, and they're behind,
Yep.
so they didn't kill him.
Yeah, they'll get the shutdown. Oh, 2 snipes over the top. That's actually a decent value on this re-engage. Heimer Noodles has to be a little bit careful. Don't want to get shut down with all those stacks on the Magi's. No W there, but can Space One Spaghetti close the gap? It's such a fast deer just trying to run through the jungle. He's almost out of mana. The hook not quite going to land, and they're not going to be able to track down the Lilia.
That's so unfortunate. Uh, Space One Spaghetti threw W, assuming that an auto was coming in from Nautilus, who didn't quite get it off before. So that auto comes in right after the W misses,
So look at
and
this timing, though. This
that's all
is
I need.
Dragon 3 for the fleet.
Yep.
I, I, it is a win condition is starting to kind of slip away, but you are one shy of Soul Point, and maybe Violet is going to do some unkind things to an AD carry. No, not quite able to get set up enough, it looks like. Has to be careful. We'll see how
I've
he's
actually
doing
just
here.
grouped in for the spot tower. It looks like they're gonna trade for tier 2 and mid. I mean, tier 2 and mid's fairly healthy, and it's only like a couple hundred damage on the spot tower. It's pretty much gone already. That's some free gold, because you've got objective bounties, so even if you trade for the mid inner, it's less gold overall.
Yeah, I still
You
worry about
you
this
lose
amount
out
of
on some,
access because Heimerdoodles
yeah,
has
map
already been
safety.
running over their jungle, and it's not getting any better. T-minus Boom is about to become outnumbered on his side of the map. This looks, I don't want to say like rage splitting, but he probably shouldn't have been there. Heimerdoodles is
He
now 7-0-4.
he
And
probably shouldn't have flashed. I don't really mind him like being caught out there. You sometimes lose track of how many people can be where you are based on who's on the map, but you definitely don't burn flash there. Like, you're dead. Be dead. This guy
Heimer,
might be dead too.
yeah, Alpal's trying to track him down. That Q does so much damage. That's just an
Yeah.
absolutely unreasonable amount of damage at this point. A lot of CC coming down. Clarkin is going to eventually die, I'm sure. Colburn finishes him off, and now Mason is fighting 1v2, but they're both Shaco, so are they really? I don't want to be mean, but I want the mean for the funny, you know? Um, anyway, W gonna land on Alpal's underneath tower, but Orin is not tanky right now. He's got a Sunfire Cape and a Bramble Vest, and he still just gets melted through by the ROTM.
Yeah. We're not mean for mean, we're mean for content.
No, if we wanted to do the flame thing, we could do the flame thing, and it'd be much meaner. But it's not. I don't know. There's got to be the humor in it, I guess.
I think unfortunately, no matter what was happening, it'd be difficult for the fleet to find the humor in what's happening right now.
Yeah, they do have the funny clown character though. He did just get hit by a swirl seed, and that apparently takes half of his health just for existing. So,
Well, yeah,
reasonable
stop
amount
existing.
of damage. Yeah, he's 25 stacks on the Magi's now, and there is Sheila.
Who's not gonna get to hit this, by the way. We're just gonna, yep. And it's,
Well, Violet has died once. Shaco dies many deaths, and there's a second time. Ult gonna come in, hits, lands onto Jin. That's a huge lilting lullaby onto 3. They do get the shutdown onto Heimerdoodles in the midst of all of this. Clarkin's gonna fall, but the rest of the team not really doing so well. Lily got a triple kill despite being the first one to die in that whole fight. Second one to die. The Shaco died first, but yeah, this
yeah, it's
is
pretty impressive.
this is going pretty well for RTM. Oh, the turret targeted Sheila. Oh, I wanted the Dancing Herald, but we're not going to get it this game. A little bit sad. Violet is here trying to save what's left of his base. It's 26-7, and ROTM is going to leave in order to make us pay more for charity, which is fair. Violet?
Yeah, I can appreciate that. Is that still happening, by the way? Because
yeah.
it's definitely July.
So, big dummy Maris didn't realize that the 4th of July break was in June at the end of it, so I thought we had 2 more series. So, most people, I think like 3/4 of the people who agreed to donate have agreed to do this series and the 2 gold series tomorrow, and then we're done. Because those, if there weren't a 4th of July break, would have been played in June. There's an ace.
Got it.
That's 31 kills in 20 minutes. Nothing if not efficient from Rodham Darkwind. Um, boy, there's not a whole lot to analyze about that. They just kind of ran that one
Mm-mm.
over.
No, I'm not even really sure what draft adaptations I would like to see out of the fleet here. I feel like their draft was fine. Sans the Shaco. I don't think we see a return of mid lane Shaco piloted by Violet here, but maybe we look at some other things like a Lilia or a Seraphine band. I don't feel like the Seraphine was really a problem, but 22 assists, you're kind of just everywhere on the map, right?
It did make sure that a lot of people didn't die in situations where they otherwise might have died, but yeah, I don't know that it was like the key contributor, but it definitely was a contributor. Um, but yeah, that's a really efficient game of League of Legends from Rodham Darkwind. So we'll let out game number 2 and we'll see how we do. My tournament code is invalid.
Yeah, same.
Let me see what I can figure out. Oh, Cairo sent me an invite. Oh yeah, they just forgot about us.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Oh, I have a draft link. I'll send it to you.
Nice.
Nice. All right, we're back with game number 2. Um, there's already some things going on. Yeah, Rodham just kind of ran over game number 1. It wasn't particularly close. It was kind of fun, but not for anybody who would be a flan of the fleet. Yeah.
Yep. Excellent. No notes.
Lily is banned.
We banned Shaco.
So is Shaco.
That seems BM, but I like it. So I guess we're sticking with that.
It didn't seem like very fun to play against, so maybe that's fair. I don't know.
True. Nobody likes that character.
Notably, with only the Lilia ban, that does mean that Seraphine is once again available for a blue one. And once again, Maris hates that this is the absolute state of League of Legends in this country. But it's Yone. That's technically a flex. Mason and Alpals both play it. I wouldn't be surprised, given game 1 they gave it to Alpals, they give it to Mason this one just to make him happy. Yeah, this should probably be Seraphine for the fleet if they play it. you can still go
It's
Jin.
back to Jin. I I don't dislike that. Jin Seraphine notably decent lane. So you can still pick the Seraphine here, which I highly recommend. But we'll have to see what they value.
Sorry, I have important things. I'm keeping an eye on the NHL draft at the same time. There's a Nico character in my game. It looks kind of like Lilia, but it isn't. It also doesn't play particularly similarly to Lilia, so I'm curious about how that
No.
works out. And we're going
Hey.
Callista Pike. Let's go!
Love that. Huge fan. No notes. 0 updates. I want to see it in my game. We can skip the rest of draft. This is what I want to watch right now.
Yeah. Callista, notably my favorite character. I really like Pike as well. This is very exciting for me personally, and I'm assuming that that's the reason that they played it and for no other. Darius is locked in for T-minus boom. Nico, I guess, technically could be flexed between support and mid, although I think is like mostly a mid pick right now. I haven't seen too much Nico recently.
I haven't either. The couple games I have seen it, it's definitely been just a mid pick. I kind of like the character. I don't feel like it plays particularly incredibly into Yone, but it's a good character.
Yeah, I feel like the Darius has to be the answer to Yone. You have made me say Yone for the first time ever.
Got him. Finally.
Yeah, Graves.
Oh, I've been working on that for, what, 2 years, 3 years now?
Slowly
Incredible.
the earworm has got me. Graves, Soigné, Volibear, and one more ban here. Why is Soigné banned? I guess could be a support.
Yeah, I think just a possible support pick.
And auction. Okay, so they think the Nico is support. Or top lane, I guess, and Darius is somewhere else, but that sounds a little silly to me.
Yeah, agreed on that one.
They did buff on hit Nico not too long ago. I don't think it was good enough to like make it a thing, but for some reason they did buff it again. Karma locked in. That doesn't really clarify anything, but Karma is locked in.
I feel like Karma Jin is kind of like the de facto lane. If I'm pairing any two of these characters, or pairing any one of these characters to Jin in the bot lane, I'm probably picking Karma. I do, however, really like the idea of Karma mid Darius support, and it is actually just on hit Nico top.
I kind of like the idea with Nico support with Jin, but
hey, it's the
all right.
Nidalee character. It's that character that he plays, the guy.
Yeah. So poor Alpal's got his Yone game last game, and now putting him on Galio duty, and everybody else gets to play their favorite character. So, you know, poor guy.
What do you mean? Alpal's favorite character is Galio.
I would not believe that.
I would not.
I don't know that I would believe
either.
anybody's favorite character is Galio, but
It used to be. It used to be mine.
I could believe old Galio because he was so jank and had like just a thing about him. I don't know what happened to the rest of the draft. They just say bug in the chat. Kha'Zix is the question. That is a question.
That feels like a sarcastic response. No, it was just after the rework. It was patch 9.15 Galio, where they just decided that all of his AP ratios should look like
Okay,
the inverse of the stock market around COVID.
Yeah, that blank with the helmet is Vi apparently.
Up tier. It looks like Vi to me, so.
Vigar? What is happening in here?
Huh?
No. I cannot junk ban. Okay. I'm answering people in the chat, and I shouldn't be. We'll let them...
Well, I guess that's
Yeah, so
it
they're
remains
discussing...
to be seen whether or not it's Vi or Vigar.
Yeah, that one hasn't been clarified. What they're asking now is if they can junk ban, which they can't, and I don't know why they're asking, because that's literally, like, a thing in the rulebook that they have presumably all read and agreed to.
Bold presumptions. Only on this channel.
Okay, so now we have not only not started the lobby, they invited someone else. Okay, now we've started. The absolute state of League of Legends in this country. Alright. I don't know why
I'm also a fan of the absolute state of custom lobbies in this country.
I was listening, no one asked why, on YouTube, some, like, British announcer from the Olympics was just, like, going in on his country being bad at rowing. And I just... The absolute state of rowing in this country. And I just can't get that particular phrase out of my head. So, like...
I
anything that's
personally
terrible,
have,
it's just, the absolute state.
I personally have always been a fan of British people using absolute in that context. I think it started out with the origin of the absolute unit meme. Huge fan. That one's fairly timeless for me. But yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I might pick that one up. That seems like it's worth a nod.
Apparently this is just the most egregious thing that could be happening to T-Minus Boom right now, is that he has to wait out these two bans.
Yeah, it checks out.
Yeah, I for one am very glad to see the Shaco ban. Didn't want to see that again. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty okay with that. If for no other reason than we were forced to see something else. I don't know if we ever got confirmation whether or not it's Vi or Vigar, or whether or not Vi is... Well, we definitely didn't get confirmation whether or not Vi is going jungle or not, if it is Vi, but it is, and it is, I think. This doesn't appear to be the kind of bait and switch you would expect.
Yeah.
It's actually just full lethality Vi mid, which I've played and is very fun, by the way.
I remember when
I've
she first
also
came
done-
out, I played her top lane with Triforce, and that was actually pretty neat.
I've also done a similar-ish build top lane, but with like Eclipse and super short trading it. Just Q somebody, and then E and walk away. Q auto E, then you leave. There's not a lot to analyze here, by the way. As far as from my side of things, we are getting Yone top into Darius, so that lane can be fun, but usually it isn't. I'm looking forward to seeing this bot lane play out. Karma Jhin, not slouches, but I don't feel like anybody really has a lot of experience playing into Callista Pyke specifically, so if this is piloted optimally, I feel like it's easy to catch people off guard with the way this lane works.
Yeah, we did see them play this combination the last time that we saw Darkwind, and it was a treat. Cairo was very aggressive with the Pyke, which is, I think, how you have to play it, and how it's most entertaining to watch be played. Shoutouts to Healasong as well. Um, but yeah, should be a fun bottom lane. Your solo lanes aren't actually that interesting, despite the kind of unique characters that are in them. But yeah, Galio doesn't ever kill Nico, and Nico doesn't ever really kill Galio. And Yone and Darius, I guess, could flip, but if the Yone is playing well, it's actually just a really boring lane. Um, what's really bothering me is that all of the Rotom champions are lowercase, so it's uppercase, lowercase, lowercase, and then all of the fleet champions are all in all caps.
Wait, what? Why?
And
I no. Okay, I have several questions. One, why is it this way? And two, I hadn't seen it yet, so why in God's name did you point it out to me?
um, notably, they're also not the same font as well,
No,
which is throwing me
I
off.
saw that too.
Um,
Well, that's disgusting, and I hate it.
well, I'm happy to have ruined your day the same way that mine has been ruined by COVID. Anyway,
Yeah, that checks out.
no, what's really fun is because there's no COVID leave policy in place anymore anywhere. I've used 3 of my sick days this week, and then I will be going back to work tomorrow. So very fun. I'm sure that that'll go
does suck.
great for me. Um,
Yeah, definitely.
and then I get to come here and cast League of Legends all night, which should be fun, notably. But hopefully, I don't have to do too much like yelling. We got off pretty easy last game. It's pretty chill. We just kind of had a conversational League of Legends game, which is good for me right now.
Yeah,
I'll say.
ideal for this particular scenario.
I was afraid that I was going to have to make an exciting game a little more conversational than I would want to. Take a little bit of the hype off. I also realized I listened to through some of my VODs for the first time ever, and my mic does not pick up nearly how loud I am. I don't really know how to. I'm not a sound engineer, so I'll have to tinker with some of that, of course. But I can assure you that when it sounds like I'm just kind of excitedly talking, I'm actually just yelling at the top of my lungs. And I know that doesn't really come across, but we'll get there. Maybe.
It will eventually happen. Because technically speaking, it's already happening. We just can't tell.
Yeah, probably a compression setting. Yeah, I don't know enough about sound engineering. Like I know enough to make it not sound like shit. Like anytime I tell people what mic I'm actually using, they're very surprised, and it's just a headset on a HyperX Cloud 2. But I don't know enough to like make it sound good. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no,
We
I'm
can
tracking.
get it out of the sounding bad area, and we can get it into the slightly mediocre, which is somewhat of an accomplishment. But I cannot get it to sound like actually good. All right. Well, we're into game. I appreciate the compliment. You don't have to butter me up. I'm not the one with all the money. Lane's the one with the money, by the way. If you need somebody to butter up.
We're
All right.
looking at maybe a little bit of a stack up top side from Return of the Middlesticks here, which I kind of like. I think they're going to get spotted out here, though. Yeah.
Oh, they
T-minus
actually.
Boom's already in. Oh, no, they saw him. He didn't stay in the bush. Okay, it doesn't matter. He does burn Ghost, though. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Okay, so when you're playing bot lane with Callista, you have to Ghost Energy. Like that's just part of the character. And I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate they both went for Blood Moon skins, but then Cairo went with a Chroma. and that's just a little unfortunate for me. It's a nice chroma, don't get me wrong, the nice purple, but it just doesn't quite match anymore, which is a little
It
disappointing.
yeah,
Meanwhile,
it doesn't
look at
scratch the brain correctly.
look at Clarkin and Space Spaghetti. They understood the assignment, even though they're not playing the Callista lane. I don't care as much if you're not like just because the character has that Oathsworn mechanic, you have to have Skinergy. Like that's just a necessity.
Yeah, no, it's written in the contract that you sign when you play the character. Uh, Most people don't remember signing it for some reason, but it's there, I promise. Don't fact check me.
Anyway, very excited. I don't know how many people actually saw. They're writing like an actual fucking book with Callista as the main character, about like the pre-ruination Camivore. And I have already pre-ordered that, of course, and I'm very excited about it. But
That does sound super dope, actually.
there's already
Might
like
have
a
to pick
picture
that
of
up.
human Callista, and I'm like moderately in love. Don't tell my wife, please. But yeah. Anyway,
It's not documented.
it's
Nobody
not.
watches the stream.
Yeah. Um,
There are no
well,
VODs.
Mason now level 2 does get a little chunk out of T minus boom there. But yeah, I saw there was like just a little box in the client, but I didn't like really see it like advertised anywhere, so I was kind of surprised at that. But
Yeah, usually you would expect the king of marketing company to king of market again, all over that. This looks like a super interactive mid lane, by the way.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, the flash tangle barbs into the pop blossom, the ignite, the third auto. That's
oh
enough.
wow.
All right.
Well, I mean,
Wait.
you gotta
Oh.
really know, huh?
Oh, it was PTA. Heimerdoodle's looking for a solo kill up here. He'll get one, so that's 2-1 for ROTM. But the first blood and the style points for Violet. Um, I guess he knew he had that PTA proc and the damage. Uh,
Yeah, and I mean, you gotta really know the damage to put it like
yeah.
on the last tick of ignite, frame perfect. Also, I don't know what happened to T minus boom, but I think his summoner name might start resembling his mental processes here if he misses another flash like that.
So, all things considered, it's a pretty positive outcome on the top side there for Mason and Heimerdoodles. Violet's going in on hit build.
Yep, I
Okay.
saw that. I love it. I'm a huge fan. I saw the PTA and I thought maybe we might get it, or maybe it's just for lane. We're getting it.
Yeah, again, notably, they did buff it recently, as I mentioned, and we'll see how that really pays off. Colbrin looking for Clarkin, gonna get a good chunk there. That's a good trade. We'll see if it gets traded back at all. Oh, they get the flip back. Space Spaghetti taken pretty low. Exhaust on him. Do they get a couple more spears? One more, two more, maybe? Oh, the shield was just enough to keep him alive. Has to flash the W, but Clarkin's there. The flash mantra W and the auto is enough to trade it back, but Cairo still looking for it. But now the mantra W tether is enough to heal Clarkin back up. But in comes the Galio now. Alpaz comes in, gets the taunt over the wall into the Winds of War, and the bonk for the kill. We'll finish off Clarkin, and a good stun from Cairo.
What are you
We'll be able to
what are
finish
you
off
walking
Space
up for?
Spaghetti. Yeah.
What are you walking up? Ah! Sorry, I've been playing a lot of Jhin. So I start like what's the term for that? Projecting onto whoever's playing the champion that I want to be like actively piloting in this game. But yeah, that was a really good roam down from Alpals. Nets himself 2 kills for it too. Predator Galio, fun interactive keystone. Unironically, like that's not sarcasm. It's actually really enjoyable to use. And now that he doesn't go the whole super enjoyable full tank route because they decided to nerf his AP ratios, he gets to enjoy a little more interactivity, a little more independence in the early game.
Mason's
doesn't look
still
great.
scrapping this out. Yeah, this actually looks a little rough for T minus or for Mason, and yeah,
Yeah,
shut down
I
for
was
the
gonna say I
Darius.
don't think you want to be there.
Had he had level 6, definitely didn't want to be there. Even at level 5, still enough for T minus Boom to pick up the counter solo kill against the run of play.
Yeah, Darius kind of does that kind of thing. He's actually pretty good at doing that. One of the characters in the game that I agree with the least, ethically speaking. I've really hated him out of the Juggernaut update more than any of the other Juggernaut updates, which happened, what, like 6 years ago? I'm talking about that like that's a recent thing.
Yeah, yeah, and yet not even like a top 10 war criminal in this game. So
Somehow. Yeah, go figure.
yeah, kind of weird. Violet and Alpals. Violet is 2 levels up on Alpals thanks to the roam plus the solo kill. So he's
That's
got
a
to be a
fun
little bit
interaction.
careful. That's a lot of damage. The Pot Blossom probably isn't enough to or the
I think if
other one.
Violet has Flash up at that point in time, that's just a kill, he just goes for it.
There's the Pot
Yeah, I don't
Blossom.
know about this.
Yeah,
You don't really want to be here either. And there's the auto.
yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
damage from that
Violet.
blooming burst from Violet, and he is piloting this Nico really well so far. 2-0.
Yeah, I was gonna say doing just fine. Clarkin
Clarkin is not fine. He's
not enjoying his time.
just a bit dead as a result of that
Hmm.
one, and it's 6-4 for ROTM. Uh, quite a bit messier than we saw early on in game number 1, but about the same result, honestly. It's a 1.5 thousand gold lead, and ROTM this time has the early dragon. Oh, Lethality Darius.
I don't hate this either, actually. Oh, this is happening. You're dead.
I hate
Yeah.
that, but yeah, tell me about Lethality Darius.
So I can't
Okay.
because I've never seen it before. However, I kind of like it as a concept, right? Because Darius already does stupid damage. It's why you get to build him the way you do right now. What if we made him do more damage? Hear me out.
Does he need that though?
No, but it's fun.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I just from a from one perspective, right? Um, it doesn't help him do the things that he needs to do any better, and it also doesn't negate any of his weaknesses. Uh, but
No, for sure it doesn't.
but if the argument is it's fun, then yeah, sure it is. That's great. Let's go for it.
Yeah, it's like playing Gale Force on set, right? Or crit set in general. Like, does it improve the character? No, actually, it probably makes him significantly worse in total. However, it is enjoyable.
Yep, Alpal's looking Cairo here for the gank. Violet taken pretty low. Good little dash out, and Heimerdoodles picks up the kill with the spear. So 2-1 now on the Nidalee. Had a really good game on the Lilia in game number 1, and trying to get right back there with the Nidalee. Still not 10 CS per minute. A little unfortunate for him, but doing pretty well for himself, and now continuing to terrorize Noodle Falafel wherever he goes. And where he went was his own Krug camp, and now back away. T-Minus Boom still wants this one. Going to pull him in. About to be outnumbered, though, which is going to cause him maybe a little bit of concern as in comes Mason. Get the punch in. Do they actually want this? What happens with this 2v2? Yeah, they're going to call in their boy Galio, and that'll end that one as T-Minus Boom going to fall. Cairo in the bottom lane looking for Clarkin. Gets the pull back into the Pierce. A little bit of damage coming through now from Cobran, and the death from below for Cairo for the execution. Cancels the 4th shot. Can they continue to cancel the 4th shot? They can. The double kill for Cairo. Nice little play with Cairo and Colburn in the bottom lane.
That was nice. I'm really liking the proficiency being displayed here. It scratches the brain really well. Mostly because I don't get to see these characters very often, but still really fun. And 11-4, the scoreline. Gonna pick up some plates here in the bot lane. Things proceeding as desirable as possible for Return to Middlesticks, I think, given the current game state.
All right, so another interesting rune choice that we haven't touched on. Noodle Falafel went Aftershock and is going for Tank Vi.
Yeah, noticed that. I don't really have anything to say about it, other than the fact that I feel like T-Boom and Noodle Falafel should probably have just switched builds. Maybe not Keystones. I don't mind the Keystone choices. Those are okay. But definitely builds.
If you're going to play Aftershock tank jungler, I don't know why it's Vi. I don't know.
Yep.
I have a lot of questions.
Like,
I mean, there's a lot of
it's like
things you
one
can argue
Aegis.
in the name of efficiency, but Mason and T-Boom, not going to have a very efficient fight. That was a lot of damage from that spear. I hate this Nidalee skin because that spear is invisible everywhere. Um, rather than just being invisible on Howling Abyss, which is most of the skins. But that one is invisible on this map as well. Space One Spaghetti is taken below and will be dying. That wasn't the best segue. Clarkin pretty low. Ooh, Death from Below not quite there. Colburn wasn't in range. I think that was a little bit of dyssynergy between the two. And it's a shutdown going to Noodle Falafel over on the other side. Alpals and Violet are just fighting. Oh, not quite enough damage from Colburn. Does he have the Pierce? Had the Pierce jump away, but in comes the follow. The flash Q from Noodle Falafel was a little silly looking, but it's going to work out because Violet is here to clean up with the Pop Blossom. Little return kill, though, and here comes Heimer Noodles to try to finish that one off. He's finished up his Night Harvester, and he's got a double kill in the bottom lane.
It seems like every time we get to a game state in which TF is getting something back, another Return of the Middlesticks rotation comes through. 16-6 now, the Dragon their prize, so not even a callback to game 1 on the Dragon being a potential win condition. They're very far from that, and it's going to take some really outside of the box thinking, or maybe a couple of mistakes to put them back in this one.
Yep, Mason just walking aggressively forward into Darius, which isn't a great sign, but in comes Cairo to try to help out his buddy. A lot of damage coming down, and he'll get the dunk off, Noxian Guillotine, but the stun underneath tower and the flip from Cairo are there to equalize. And it's 17-7, which is all you could ask for a charity donation. Maybe not all the fleet could ask for, though, as they're feeling it again.
Yeah, definitely backs against the wall here in game 2, and it's pause for effect.
Yeah.
There we go. I was gonna say Noodle Falafel has selected Chemtech as or Chemtank as my least expected tank option from the Vi.
Yeah, Space Spaghetti gets rended. Cairo not quite enough damage there. I don't know if he was expecting a little more on the rend or just wanted it as the gap closer, but regardless, not going to be able to get that kill, and they'll just get the shove in with Colburn and Cairo on the bottom side. Heimer Doodles is continuing to do his thing, and now zip around. He is double Noodle Falafel CS, almost. As soon as he takes this Le Gromp, excuse me, he'll be double. Everyone knows the Gromp is French, by the way. Oh my
Do
god.
they?
Oh my god. What was that spear? How did he see that? Was that ward enough?
I do not have a clue.
Oh my god.
That's why I refuse to comment on it.
Violet doing his best in the mid lane. He's the only one really doing particularly well on his team, and once again they give the kill over to Heimer Doodles. I love that they've been spoon feeding him kills. For various reasons. We'll see. Noodle Falafel is dead, and they're going to give that kill once again to Heimer Duels. Why not? 8-1 and 3.
Which is impressive. I'm pretty sure he just got that with like a ranged Nidalee auto, spear auto.
He does have Dark
Unbuffed.
Harvest, so I think
that's
he got
fair.
that as well. But Darius has Prowler's Claw, which is definitely a lethality item, and one that was 100% expected, I'm sure. That is Blood Moon Pike, right? Yeah, he's got the fur. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. My headset died there for a second, so I lost you. I did catch the Prowler's Claw on Darius. Very, very Chad-like build path. I think we already touched on the efficiency of lethality Darius, so that's the comment I'll leave it with. Actually, very Chad-like.
Yeah, Noodle Floffle, I guess is fine. He's pretty tanky. I have to kind of recalibrate my Vi tankiness indicator. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Violet. Why is that execute? That's really weird. Does Nidalee get an execute indicator now? No, we're seeing Pike's execute indicator.
Yeah, we're seeing Pike's
Okay,
indicator.
I wonder why.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I, there's really no telling, right? In various pastas. That that spear did half of Noodle Floffle's health. He's the one with the tank stats, so that's not a great sign for the fleet as they continue to trail by 12,000 gold here in game number 2. Um,
Notably, they are doing a pretty decent job of keeping their towers up. I think that might change here fairly soon, as it looks like Return of the Middlesticks are starting to prioritize. But wow. All right then. Space One Spaghetti is heading back to base, and that might signal the end of the mid lane tower. Who knows?
why not keep it up for longer? Mason gets caught maybe a little bit. Where's the Prowler's Claw? Give me the Prowler's Claw! There's the Prowler's
There it is.
Claw.
I saw it. He did the funny move.
Why did he chase all that way just to...
Yep.
Alright.
Mm-hmm. Oh, some funny Yone tech for you if you haven't seen this clip yet already. If you time it perfectly during the E and you go through one of the Hextech gates, it cancels out your pullback. You just go through the gate instead.
Oh. Is that intended?
I don't know if it's intended or not, but it is a feature.
Coburn and Cairo are caught. That's enough damage to take them down. Space Spaghetti picking it up as the American Sniper would do. But now Alpals is probably the tankiest person in the game as he flies in and immediately secures 2 kills for our OTM. Good Everfrost from Alpals. Not quite enough to finish off Space Spaghetti. They're just kiting around this Darius right now. Heimerdoodles is done kiting. He has decided to kill, and he finds his mark. Alpals is able to taunt out T-minus Boom. Where is... Oh, it's back up the Prowler's Claw! There it is! The shutdown for T-minus Boom. And he's got the full stacks. He gets the double shutdown. Now he gets the reset on Heimerdoodles. Oh, he didn't get the reset because he didn't get the execute. No. Okay.
It was almost
feeling
a really cool play. It actually ended up being pretty good for them regardless because that was some decent shutdown gold. So.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
That might get turned... Okay, never mind. There's just enough damage from that trap that he put underneath Violet during the Pop Blossom. But, yeah.
Really heads up play, by the way. Nobody really thinks about that. Because Nidalee Trap's not an ability, right? Like, Nidalee actually has, like, 6 abilities.
Honestly, the trap is the one I do the most damage with in area.
Yeah, that checks out.
Shout out to me for not being able to hit spears, but... When I'm playing against Nidalee, I am a magnet for spears. I don't understand. It's just undodgeable. But when I play Nidalee, I cannot hit them.
Well, see, what like when I'm playing Nidalee, the hitbox is different.
Yeah,
for sure. The Riot changes the hitbox for me.
I think that checks out. What do you go on hit Nico? You got a Nashers. That checks out. What is the next item? What is this?
I would assume just a shot in the dark based on how gold efficient the item is. It's probably Shadow Flame.
Okay.
Because Shadow Flame is like you could build Shadow Flame on basically any character that does magic damage. Like it's actually just nuts.
So it's not like full on hit Nico. We're getting a mixture.
Yeah, I think we've got the attack speed that we're looking for. I don't think you really get any benefits out of maybe like if you're worried about, I mean, you are worried about magic damage this game, maybe you third item like a Wit's End. That seems like it'd be pretty spicy. Also a decently gold efficient item, so.
Yeah, Violet just trying to farm, and our TM not gonna let him do that.
This doesn't look very fun.
Now
Eh,
that was a lot of dodges, and then got hit by one ability and died. That was kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is at this point. Cairo is walking into a bunch of people. Oh my god. Um,
he did absolutely have his dancing shoes on there for a second.
yeah.
The
Hymernoodles
Prowler's
was doing just some absolutely Geneva Convention unethical damage. Um,
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like it's a Baron angle, which seems appropriate given the stage of the game. We're 31 to 10. That's a 16,000, almost 16,000 gold lead.
yeah, you got a 3 touchdown lead,
Yeah.
so you can afford to be a little bit loose. Probably don't want to take too many penalty yards, though. You know, can't turn the ball over too many times, but you know you're comfortably ahead.
Sports ball go.
That was an interesting interaction. Um, that was not an interesting interaction. Heimerdoodle's just 100 to 0 space spaghetti underneath his turret. Noodle is fine. We're watching him for some reason, but there's no global abilities on Rodham, so I guess he's okay. Oh, it's because he casts an ability. He's the most interesting man on the map. This is not Clarkin. This is Nico, and doesn't find the Pop Blossom. Devastating. Very sad about that one. Oh, he got it! All right. Well,
he got the root. That was nice. Definitely worth it for him. He gets the ridiculous shutdown. Oh my lord. So the shutdown just happened, and Heimerduder still has a 700 gold bounty. Love that. I think this guy's dead.
Yeah.
Alpal's very much feeling it.
How do you feel about the follow-up to the Chad Prowler's Claw being a dead man's plate, though? I'm a little in a shambles because of that. But
I think
Coburn gonna get pulled in. Oh. That ult got entirely shielded by by shield bow, but it just didn't matter. Still another kill for T minus Boom. He's 6 and 9. Nice.
Nice. Yeah, the normal, I think the normal antithesis of the Chad meme is actually a TOS word on Twitch now, so I can't use that. But that's what I would normally toss out there. Like Dead Man's Plate as a follow-up has that energy.
Is that actually a TOS word?
I think so. I don't know if so. I don't stream on Twitch, but one of my buddies does, and whenever I hop into like Cold War with him, I get updated on all of the new things that I can't say when he's live. It's great.
Oh, I probably need to read that as like a Twitch streamer, but yeah.
I could be wrong, or they could be wrong because it's his group of streamers that usually informs me. But yeah,
I would say there's a lot of cooking shows, and they use a type of olive oil with that word in front of it, and that would be very bizarre if you couldn't say that because the word itself doesn't mean anything. Like we use it at work to signify things that, yeah.
I think in context it does matter like who you're saying it to and why,
Okay.
but I couldn't tell you necessarily.
T-minus
the Geneva Convention damage character is back in my mid lane, and Noodle Falafel is dead, so.
I honestly didn't even notice that one, but Violet is also dead. I did notice that. Mason and Heimerdoodle is able to track him down. It's 35 kills now for Return of the Middlesticks, and Cairo is on the hunt. Oh, doesn't find the hook. They'll get the stun back. They'll eventually be able to chew through T-minus Boom. He's actually relatively tanky. He's got his Wing Moon Plate now going toward Force of Nature as his third item, so he's going to be very fast, which is very fun. In comes the Galio ult, though. They'll get one kill on the Karma. Trying to get an angle to launch in Cairo, but he's just going to take a bunch of tower shots, so that probably didn't work out too well.
I miss I miss the confusion. People being angry, thinking that Callista is the one who decides where you go after the ult. You're just killing your teammates, but.
Oh, poor Violet. Oh my god.
Oh my lord. That was two
Um,
abilities. Well, I
that
guess
was
the
two
W had
abilities.
landed, so
Yeah.
it's actually 3 abilities, but one of those is just a movement spell.
Um, yeah, one of the Nexus turrets is down. Coburn able to finish that one off. Mason dives in, not quite able to find the knockup that he was looking for. Now they're trying to kite out. The Darius is relatively scary. They don't want to get aced right now. That wouldn't be like ideal. It wouldn't be like the end of the world either, but there's another shutdown. So once again, another 1,000 gold bounty has been cashed in. Oh, it does get reduced this time. Okay, we're down to a merely we're down to a merely 750 gold bounty now.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. Your 5-2 and 5 Yon is a higher bounty than you. What are you doing? You died 3 times.
Yeah, he also just regained 25 stacks on his Magi's and then lost 10 more. So that feels kind of bad.
You're lost, no earnings, Dollar Tree headset.
L plus ratio, plus you have no maidens, plus Scarlet Rot, plus you fell off, plus you got grafted. Oh my god.
I had forgotten about those. Plus Scarlet Rod. Well, with their infusion of gold, maybe we're looking at a fighting chance here. This doesn't look fun. Is he dead? No, he's not quite dead. There's nobody around to follow up on Kairo's. We'll call it poke because Space One Spaghetti did drop to about half, and we're entering the late game. Pike has Ocean Soul experience, where at no point in the next 65 years does Cairo have to back for any reason. He actually just gets to be around the map and never die because all of his abilities are on a 3-second cooldown.
Yeah, he probably wants wards at some point, but even that's not that important right now.
I mean, he has Zombie Ward, so Clarkin will buy him for him.
Yeah. Hook over the wall. It's
That
Violet.
was nice.
That's probably not who they wanted ideally, but it's gonna work out. Alpals finishes that one off. You're just so far ahead. It doesn't really matter who you grab. And now we're going in. Clarkin going to fall. T-minus Boom trying to cut back out, but Noodle Floffle goes in, and that mixture doesn't go too well. Watch the Darius. He didn't get to interact with anybody for just a little bit of time there, and gets killed by the snapback from Mason, excuse me? Yeah. Space Spaghetti gets taunted up. Coburn trying to follow up. Do they get more kills on the steps of the base? It looks like yes is going to be the answer. Another spear lands on the fountain. More spears being thrown at them because why not? I guess one of them's like a knife with a stick on, or with a rope on the end. But 43 kills in game number 2. It's a 19 bomb from Heimerdoodles on the Nidalee. Not too much to say about that one. That was pretty dominant. Heimerdoodles didn't quite get the Flame Horizon, which I'm a little bit sad about. But other than that, uh, Mason did. Mason had 355 farm.
Yeah. No, I saw it. Yeah. Yeah. So he took the like I'm top lane experience of this game really seriously. Uh he's he's well over uh
Okay, I have damage charts. Let me find. I
he's well
probably
over his CS permitted experience.
have a way
Mine
that.
bugged out for me. I was gonna look.
Okay,
So
there you go. This one looks really weird, but there you go. Heimerdoodles on Nidalee had 37,477. Vi came in just a chip over Karma, if those were the two characters that you cared about. Prowler's Claw Darius is the second highest damage in the game at 26,000. So um,
huge.
you like that one. If you want a graph, I can't give it to you because it's bugged out. So this is all you get. Um,
It's playable.
all right. Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight. It's a 2-0 for ROTM. Cross conference game, ultimately kind of like a glorified scrim, but it does help them in their seeding later on. Yeah, tomorrow night we have Harvest and Dread both back in action. Harvest is playing against New Origins with an E at the end of it for some reason. I still haven't figured out why they're not Origins, Origins. We'll maybe figure that out by tomorrow. Probably not. Dread is taking on Goon Squad Gaming Kai.
Nice.
I think that's it. Yeah. Any notes?
No notes. Absolutely
any
not.
corrections? Or did we mess up?
Don't think so.
All right.
Come watch me suck at my 4th best roll, I think, tomorrow. Which I, for some reason, have been playing fairly well recently. So, we're giving that a shot.
All right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow night. Go watch Aegis. I don't know who either of these teams are. Northeastern, maybe? I can't see their logo, though, to know for sure. If that's Northeastern, then these are Vaughn's boys, and it might actually be funny. If they're not, I don't know. But it's NEU and ESC, so go watch the
Send
stream.
it.
Bye! I said bye, but I forget that there's a 10-second countdown when you hit the raid button.
Well, sometimes it just works like that.
Bye!
Nice.